Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got full rockin' my gun out there.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Oh, this hard goddamn work being this good.
One more again, see what I take on your front side, I swear.
You ain't my daddy, are you?
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
What time is it?
Game time proof.
Okay, welcome again to the Don't Be Blasé podcast. We're coming to you live from the House of Pain, otherwise known as Snap Fitness in Adelaide CBD. I'm your host, Speed Caruana, joined as always by my man, Steve Burrows.
Good afternoon, Speed.
Oh, geez,
Happy to be here.
You're really getting sensible. I don't know how to deal with this.
Well, the travesty, I've caught up to all the episodes, you know, and the whole supplement, it wasn't working.
Wasn't working for you? So if you think it wasn't working for you, how do you think our listener felt? But anyway, before we get started, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Larry and Lad. Go see the boys in Region Arcade, get yourself an awesome coffee, listen to some pretty sweet tunes. But for now, on with the show. Now, the show's going to start off with a bit of a bang. Everyone's new favourite segment.
Many are born flogs, but only a select few are truly eligible for the Shit Bloke Awards. With your host, Spee Caruana.
That's right, with your host, Spee Caruana.
Still irks me a little bit, but
That's right, Big J. He's going to apologise. He's going to apologise, Steve.
Okay, well, my bad, Big J. I'm going to kick this one off.
Yep.
Speed. I'm going to give myself one vote.
One vote, S. Burrows.
One vote, but because I was a bit hasty on you, Big J.
Yep.
You know, I think it was just jealousy.
Yeah.
It was jealousy.
Yeah.
When Speed played that banger to me over, I was like, you know, the launcher is sweet.
It's good.
It's sweet.
It's
just,
sexy. It's
you know,
sexy
it
launcher.
is. And I am sexy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it's
So
alright.
that works, but anyway, I'll give myself one vote, Speed. And sorry, Big J, my bad.
So you're off the board, Big J. And
definitely
Steve's
off the
now up to 4, so
Up to 4.
he's nipping at my heels. Well, I've got 2 votes. 2 votes this week goes to work passengers.
Oh, okay.
You know, there's always this, like, one person you fucking work with that just does your life in.
Yeah, I've got a few of them, yeah.
So I've got one, there's one
Oh,
person.
just one for you, yeah.
There's
I've
just
got
one
several.
person I work with, and I had it on nearly every job. There's always one job you have.
Sure.
And there's just one person that just really, like, you know, there's always just like one passenger. You know what I mean? Like, whenever something good happens, they're the first one there with their hands out. When there's time to actually do some work, they're just like, oh, I've got a phone call, we go to the bathroom. It's like, fuck. But, like, just, you know, you got to try to get along with them. And you try.
You have to. I mean,
and
yeah.
you try your best because you
yeah.
spend so much time at work.
Of course
and
you
then,
do.
then they just come in and in 5 minutes they can just put you in a bad mood. So,
yeah.
work passengers, 2 votes.
2 votes. Well, passengers. Isn't that a funny thing? Passengers. Because that is going to be, for me, for 3 votes.
Steve, was that you pulling a sweet
I'm
segue? Otherwise, don't be stealing my gimmick, mate. You're supposed to just
I
laugh
lost
at me.
the stop the whole thing, man. I'm reaching for something. The 3 votes for me is just, I've been doing it for so long, Speed.
Yeah.
And it's just getting to a point now. It's just, it's crazy. But 3 votes for me, it's just public transport.
Yeah.
Just the general Mr. P transport.
Yeah,
3 votes.
3 votes.
I'm just
I feel
fed
your
up,
pain.
mate.
I can't do public transport in Adelaide, even if I'm going to like the footy or something. Because I mean, luckily I live fairly close to the CBD, and the Adelaide Oval's right in the middle of the city. So if worse comes to worse, I'll just get an Uber, and it's like $10. But because I just, even though the bus is free, I
Yeah.
refuse to catch public transport with the fucking window lickers that catch public transport in this country.
Window lickers.
Oh mate, there's some fucking mutants on public transport.
there is, mate. There is. I see him on the daily on my train line. I catch him.
Especially out of Paulsville.
You get a lot of the MVPs are window lickers on my train. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
It's just you know, because I've been catching it for so long. I usually catch a train in. And you see the same people, the same miserable looking faces every fucking
They're
morning.
just as miserable as you having to catch a train all day.
They do it. And it's a fucking terrible. But I just saw a funny. I just wanted to share this with you, Speed.
No,
and our listener.
Yeah.
Um,
Lyle's really going to enjoy this.
okay, well, hopefully I don't build it up or nothing, but no, I see on this train, and yeah, and I even go on the same door. So I'm literally surrounded by people I see all the time. There's this one fella, it would be probably, I don't know, early 50s, I'd say.
Yeah. So around your age.
I'm 27. And I thought, anyway, this one fella, I've seen him, I've seen him for years. Anyway, there's one guy. And one thing is, when you're on the train and you're on the train for 20 minutes, you kind of look around, just watching, observing.
Yeah, people watching.
Yeah, and he was actually in this case he was sitting right in front of me. I always stand on the train.
A traditionalist.
Oh yeah,
You're a gentleman. You stand at the football too, don't you?
Yeah, so I do. Yeah,
stand there, arms crossed. Yeah,
that's me.
I got you pegged, mate.
So I stand. So I the vantage. I've actually got lots of vantage points from where I am.
Yep.
I often find myself not nosily doing it, but just catching what people on their screens of their phones.
Over the shoulder bit work.
Yeah. And there's a funny one today. Now, this fella here, I would suggest, and this is, I'm trying not to be judgmental. I'm just trying to pick, because I do enjoy watching people, but I'd say this guy was married.
Yes.
Probably got a couple of kids.
Yeah.
And he's probably, I'd say in the last 3 to 4 years, probably split up with his missus.
Okay, yep.
Probably loved, not loved the split up problem necessarily, but,
enjoying the new freedom?
He probably did at one point.
Okay.
But now I reckon, he might not, I reckon he might be on the downside. I don't know why.
So you're really creating a story for this guy.
His name is Greg.
I want you to sit down and talk to him one day and see how close you are.
Well, this guy's pretty big, actually. He'll probably pummel me. But anyway, the reason why I found it quite funny is because he was kind of sitting in front of me, and like I said, I was standing, so I'm straight on top of his screen almost. And he's just scrolling. Yeah. Scrolling, probably, I think it was Instagram. Yeah. But what was funny is that it was what was on his Instagram, and there might be something about the footy, scroll past, something about the cricket, scroll past, and then all of a sudden there was like a naked chick on the screen,
a quote unquote fitness model,
right, and she was promoting fitness, all right. Anyway, so he was scrolling through it, but what was funny is that he scrolled with the crows, and then all of a sudden. Handbrake.
You can actually hear the thumb cause the handbrake on Instagram.
Exactly. And then he saw he kind of reads caption.
Oh, you don't read the caption.
Oh, sorry, don't you speak?
No.
Anyway, so he reads the caption.
That's the old Playboy. I'm reading the articles, mate. Just fucking have a look and move on.
Right, and then he scrolls back up, double take.
Oh, just in case she said something. Just to see if the caption matches the photo.
Oh, okay, I know what you were thinking there. Then he clicked the like, the little heart thing.
You could have sent a few likes.
Right, and then he moves on. Yeah. So he did this a couple of times, but then this other one really caught his attention enough to then click on the profile. Ooh. And I dare say, like sometimes you get these Facebook friend requests or follow requests, which are, to me, they appear to be probably made up by some 42-year-old dude who lives still at home. And then
or some 53-year-old guy that's just broken up with his wife and kids and is now making sure his fake profile is working well on Instagram while he's on his train commute to work.
I've not thought about that. Yes, keep liking it, suckers. But yeah, they looked at the profile, and I just thought that was hilarious. I saw that today. Yeah. Found it funny. I want to share that with you, Steve.
It's a great story, Steve. I enjoy a good Instagram.
It's just hilarious. Like,
I've encountered a lot because I am in the fitness industry, and my Instagram is somewhat of a work one. You use the hashtags. The hashtags obviously get people linked into your page and stuff. And so every now and then you get like a like from I'm looking at the name. I'm like, that's no one I know, and it's like some fitness model and stuff like that. And you go onto their page, she's liked your photo. You look at her page, she's got like 106,000 followers, and she's only following like 3 people. It's like, you're just trying to get me to follow you.
That's a bit of a follow, wait to be followed.
But, like just out of courtesy, I'll have a look at some of the photos.
Oh, well,
I'm not reading captions. I'm not a dickhead. But, I'll just have a quick look, especially if some of them, you see them pop up and like the captions are all in like Russian and stuff. Oh, and it just makes me laugh because when my mum used to live in Romania, okay. So when she moved away when I was 20, working international schools. So she first stop was Austria, lived in Vienna. So I went and visited her there. Next stop was Bucharest in Romania. And I said, should I come visit you? And she goes, it's not Vienna. I'm like, yeah, but is it nice? Like, should I come visit you? She goes, oh, it's not Vienna. I'm like, basically, it's my mum's code of going, don't come here.
Don't bother, it's okay.
I go, what's the problem? She goes, oh, it's like, there's not really much to do. And she goes, and the girls here, I said, what, are they ugly? She goes, no, they're really beautiful. I'm like, this isn't sounding like a real strong problem, Suze. Like, what's the issue? She goes, there's all these, like, gorgeous women there, but they're trying to get out of Romania. So these are the ones that you hear the stories of that marry somebody, like tell them they love them. That's like they move them to like America or England or Australia, and then disappear. Yeah. So that's the ones that she's like, yeah, you don't need to be around those people. I was young at the time, so I probably would have fallen for it. So
is Bucharest that place? I remember seeing a film once. I saw this film once that. It was called Hostel or something. Was that in Bucharest? Is that like a really kind of weird kind of European?
I didn't see Hostel.
Oh, okay.
That one was like a bit odd for me.
It was
like that was too man. Like it was like the Saw movies.
Right.
I didn't enjoy them because it was just like just gross for the sake of gross. Like the first Saw was quite clever because it was like, okay, they've got to try to get out of this situation. It had a bit of thinking behind it. Acting was terrible because the director put himself in the movie, but they at least.
It sounds like a local wrestling promotion.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I know I'm fat and overweight and stuff, but I am the champion.
That's all right.
That's just a joke for us and the other three people that go to local wrestling shows. But no. The Saw first one had a good premise and had a good story, and I enjoyed it. After that, it just became, what gross situations can we put these people in that sort of, a reach. But this thing, I'm enjoying your segue work today, Steve.
Okay, yeah.
Because I was going to talk to you today about, I have like a weird obsession with like a set of movies called The Purge.
Yes.
Have you seen the Purge films?
I've never heard of the Purge films.
Okay, so the Purge film, the premise was like, it's the only sort of thing I watch, and this is like the closest I can get to sort of those weird sort of gross out movies, like horror movies, but it doesn't go too far. Because and once again, it has an interesting premise that I enjoy. So you hook me with a good story,
okay,
then you're going to get me on board. Same way that, if I flick onto one of those naughty websites with the streaming videos, if you've got a backstory there, like a fake taxi setup, you're more likely to get my view than if it's just two guys, like a guy. That was a Freudian slip there, wasn't it? It was like a guy and a girl just like going for it. And if you hook me with some story, I was always a sucker for the delivering the pizza, I've got no money. Well, I forgot my pants. I like that. You get a story, you got me. And the Purge movie has a story. So the whole premise is...
I want to hear more about the two guys.
The two guys. Yeah, you don't want to... It was a rough time in my life, Steve. It's not gay, it's experimenting. It's 2018. Don't judge me with your toxic masculinity. That's it. I'm bringing that back every week. The Purge films are like... The premise is America is like out of control.
Right.
And they need to curb the violence, the crime rate. So they make, at 1 day a year for 12 hours, all crime, including murder, is legal.
Oh, okay. No,
so you can. So the whole first film, it's basically this guy who sells like home safety setups and stuff like that. It's Ethan Hawke and his wife, and they just bunker down for the night. They're trying to explain to the kids, the Purge is good for the country. The new founding fathers have created this law that'll help people sort of, cleanse their demons.
Right.
And then
they get out of the system.
Get out of the system, and then the rest of the year they're fine.
Right.
So it's a pretty good concept.
Okay, yeah.
I watch it. So the first one is basically
Are these short films or are they
it's a
feature length?
full feature length.
Okay, yep.
So the first one, they're having the lockdown, and then there's some guy running through the streets like, help me, and the kid who's like the son who's against the Purge like opens the door, and then the guy comes in, and then the door's shut again, and the dad's like, what are you doing letting people in, blah blah blah. And the rest of the film is there's like a group of young people, like rich people, that's their target for the night. Right. Here's our target for the Purge. You've got to let us in, otherwise we're going to come in, break in, and kill all of you.
Oh, right.
So the rest of it's sort of like a home invasion movie.
Right.
So it's pretty cool, and it uses like a lot of good graphics. Like it's got, like they're all wearing masks and stuff, so they all kill people. They just wear like creepy masks and stuff. So I really enjoyed that.
Yep.
So it's like good sort of visuals and a good story. So then the second movie, there's a fourth one just came out. There's three of them. The second one is Purge Anarchy. So it follows. It's nothing to really do with the first one. It's the same sort of premise that the Purge is happening, blah blah blah. But it's three different stories that are sort of like three different groups of people that end up together, and they've got to survive the night. They're all out in the street for different reasons.
Yep.
they're getting attacked in their house, they have to escape. The other one's their car breaks down, and the other one is just a guy that's out there. He's sort of like a Punisher sort of character. He's just trying to get some vigilante justice, which we all enjoy.
Oh yeah.
And so the rest of the second one and the third one are about that. It's sort of like those movies I loved from the 80s, like The Warriors and stuff. It's like you've got to survive the night, and then you get through it, and then that's it. It all happens in one day.
Yeah.
And I like that, like the original Die Hards.
Yeah,
So I like that. That's like, even though it's like some of it's a bit gross because they have like different ways of killing people. Like there's a guy that drives down the street with like people strapped to the car and stuff like that. So it's got a bit of graphic stuff in there. But to me, it's like a zombie movie, but with actual humans.
Right.
So because I like zombie movies.
Okay.
So that's, I don't know, it's another weird thing. But
Yeah.
I just really enjoyed that. So I've really enjoyed the Purge movies. They just brought out a new one which is based on the first Purge. So this has sort of like been my guilty pleasure recently.
Okay, yeah.
As you can tell, I'm really into these movies.
Yes, you are.
As much as I am into those ones with the fake taxi driver. Except those ones are a lot shorter. And I don't even need to watch the whole movie. This is the one question I have just on that topic.
Yeah.
Who's paying for the premium package to watch like the 40-minute version of that clip? Man, I was pretty good in 10. Like, I don't even need the whole 10. The bit at the half where they're talking, I'll watch maybe 2 minutes of them talking because I just want to get some sort of backstory. After that,
brilliant.
Give me another 3 minutes and I'm good money. You know, like, just give me a warm towel and go to bed. But like, have you, other than, I was like, to go back to the clean rap, is there any sort of movies that you have that are like a guilty pleasure?
Well, oh man, that was fantastic. That was really funny. First of all, look, I'm a sucker for late night flicking the channels, seeing a dreadful film, and I'll watch it to the end.
Yeah. Oh,
I do that a lot. You know, Hills Have Eyes and fucking Sharknado and there's one called Mega Shark vs. Crocosaurus.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
Oh, yeah, Steve Urkel's in it.
Oh,
but what's funny about that one, though, is I think actually that's been made with the intention of being a legitimate fucking action film. Like, they have, like, these real cliche moments where, you know, like, he's standing, like, right towards the end when he realizes that fuck.
Oh, spoilers. The cinematic masterpiece.
My man, okay. I won't go, but check it out. It's fantastic. But no, the ones that are my guilty pleasure, films like Titanic.
Yeah.
Like a bit of a love
Can
stuff,
we just,
you know?
once again, third time on this show, we're going to pull the handbrake. You're fucking captain have a go at me for Notting Hill.
Yeah.
And you like Titanic.
Titanic was $1 billion film, mate. Just the facts, the results are right there, man. And Notting Hill, was that like an indie UK film? Don't even waste my time with that, actually. Don't even bother me with talking about Notting Hill. That's not even in the same ballpark as Titanic.
Okay.
Leo, by the shits all over fucking Hugo Weaving, who's in
Hugh Grant, mate. Hugo Weaving's a weird looking Australian guy.
Whoever, man. Anyway, it was on last night.
Yeah.
I was trying to get... It was probably the worst part for Sophia to sit... She was sitting with me and watching. It was actually the drowning part. It wasn't very nice, and so she had to go to bed. But Titanic is one of those films... You know, funny thing is like Wizard of Oz. You know, yeah.
And you're claiming that I'm watching two guys go at it.
Wizard of Oz. I'll watch that. I do. If it's on, I enjoy watching it. Couple other ones, Romeo and Juliet, the Leo one.
No, Romeo and Juliet, I'll give you credit for that. That
Yeah.
was incredible. That was really, really good. Admittedly, like, Titanic's probably the only movie that Leonardo DiCaprio has been in that I don't like.
So, you don't like it or you haven't seen it?
I've watched... Oh, okay. So this is when I used to have Foxtel.
Yes.
Yeah, where they just play movies back to back.
Yeah.
And I caught the last half an hour when the ship's sinking.
Yeah.
And I saw the big visual of the ship sinking and that sort of thing, and I just went... I've seen enough of this.
No.
I just caught the last half.
No, see, using it's something that you use. That's just like watching like the shot at the end. No, you need the backstory.
The shot at the end.
Yeah.
If you can see the hand gesture that went with that one, people.
It's like you fast forwarding to 9 minutes 47 to see the action at the end and go, I'm happy with that. No, you got to go back.
There is a bit of romance to reckon. Don't just be man. Thank you, ma'am. You need a bit of romance.
Well, I'm just trying to, it's a 3 hour compared to your 10 minute,
you need the bit where the mum comes in and goes, hey, what are you doing with my stepson?
I'm saying, man. So Titanic is one of those, it's not about, the boat thing, of course, the boat thing happens, but it's about the love story, Speed.
Yeah?
It's about young Jack,
Yeah.
played by Leo.
Yeah.
He was a bit of a street scrub, and he worked his way up to get on the Titanic.
Okay.
To get, I think, obviously shooting off from London or Liverpool,
was it like
wherever
a
it was.
golden ticket, like Willy Wonka style?
It
Or?
almost was. They won it on a card game.
There you go.
And he gets on with his ragtag mates, and he gets on he gets onto the Titanic. And then Kate Winslet, who is like high society,
very.
Very toffy, whatever the term is.
I've never seen you this passionate about a film.
It's a fucking good film, man. Get on
You're
it.
not even this passionate about MacGruber.
and don't even try to say that that's a guilty pleasure, because that is a masterpiece. I'm very proud to say that I enjoy MacGruber.
It's like you, Nick, and
Me
Jeremy,
and-
the only three people that like that movie.
And
Maybe
Will Forte,
Betty. Yeah.
who actually wrote the fucking thing. But yeah, so I'd say that those kind of things, Dirty Dancing,
Dancing's
those kind of films that you don't tell your mates.
Yeah, it's sort of
your
like
buddies.
me and Andy, old mate Andy, used to have a CD. It was a collection of songs that you'd crank in the car with the windows up. Like,
man, I love to hear this shit. Yeah.
Like, because I used to have a real the guilty collection with the movies, like always stemmed from the music. Like I used to love, like I had a CD that had
Here we go.
The Call from the Backstreet Boys on there, which is incredible.
I don't know that
Probably
one.
their best song, and you need to get around it.
Okay.
Healthy doses of NSYNC, especially Gone, which is like real.
Oh man, okay, I don't know the songs yet.
Enrique Iglesias, Hero.
Oh yeah, I do. That's a bang.
Even this is gonna make you laugh again. Electric Six had a song called Gay Bar, which was really funny. Yeah, you went real quiet.
Timely.
Yeah.
Topical.
No, it's actually a very funny song. I used
Okay.
to play it at the
I know that.
yeah,
song.
it's got a real heavy guitar
I
riff to it
remember
too.
that.
Like it's like it's one of those ones that doesn't sound like it's a yeah.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
It's a very, very good track. But
It's
yeah,
really okay. Yeah.
but those sorts of songs, like those ones that you like crank in the car, like Dance Machine by Jackson 5 and stuff like that. It's like if you're cruising around in a car with like music blaring and the windows down, that's not what you expect to come out of it, especially for a guy that looks like me.
Well, my music choices are a bit even lamer than that, actually.
Yeah, we know your power ballad.
Celine
Bob.
Dion,
Oh,
My Heart Will
Celine
Go
Dion.
On from Titanic.
You
I'm a sucker
really
for a
love
soundtrack,
this.
man. I am. I will listen to these days. I'll tell you what, I actually wanted to. We could probably flesh this out to be a bigger episode. But I was actually going to call it like songs that you listen to your iPod in the gym, right? That you'd be horrified if your earphones fell out, something like that. You go, scrambling and shit, or turn it off. Like.
I had a moment like this. Is tight back in. I had a moment like this with public transport in Germany. So
Brilliant.
public transport in Germany is actually super efficient and really, really good. I've had some.
Do they have their window lickers?
No, not so many.
Okay.
I have the occasional one, but
Yeah.
for the most part, it's just like because the trains come every 7 minutes.
Yep.
Like that's the longest you ever wait for a train.
Wow,
So it's like
yeah.
super efficient. So you don't even care if you miss a train because it's like, oh, there's another one coming up there. So let me sit here. But yeah, one time I was listening because I didn't. This is back when probably the first time I went or second time I went over, and when iPhones had just come out, and I didn't have an iPhone that worked. But my friend Luke from Slex from Melbourne, he'd lent me his old phone, which was like an iPod and stuff. I had old iPod.
Yeah.
Because he got a new one. So it had all his music on there because we listened to the same sort of stuff. There's a lot of hip hop, a lot of Kanye, that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And then like I had it on random shuffle. I was listening to it, and all of a sudden I heard "Party in the USA" by Miley Cyrus.
Cyrus,
And I was listening to it, and I was like, "Yeah, I hate this song."
I don't hate this song.
And it was like
Brilliant.
quite loud, and I had it in my head, and I'm like kind of like sitting there nodding my head to it. And obviously it's loud enough through my headphones. The girl next to me can hear what I'm listening to, and she just looks at me and starts laughing. I'm like, shit. And I just messaged him like got home. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe you had Party in the USA on there, man. I just got busted on the train. He goes, yeah, it's a good song though.
It's a good song. That's brilliant. Well, I like soundtracks. I'm really at my age at the old age of 27. I'm really enjoying things like the musical scores.
Yes.
From films. It's what's an example?
I'm a sucker for anything with strings.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
well, you remember Man on Fire?
Yes.
Remember that there was always this kind of guitar thing in the background, man.
Like a mariachi sort of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that. I'll download the soundtrack for
Mm.
that, and I'll just listen to that shit nowadays. I listen to Terminator has some really good ones. Obviously Rocky. I mean, Christ.
I've got the Rocky sound, a couple of songs from the Rocky soundtrack.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm that much of a Rocky fan that when I hear the song, I can picture what scene that is in. Yeah, I can draw it all together. So I understand the soundtrack.
One of the best ones was that I think it was the first film.
Yep.
when him and Apollo and they get to the 12th round or something like that, and it's called Gonna Fly. No, not Gonna Fly. No, it's called whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I've got it on my iPod.
I have it on my
love
phone.
that shit, man. You know, so
the bit at the end when it's like.
yeah, that bit. How
we're
good
not allowed
is
to
that,
play
man?
it, so we have to sing it. So, yeah, and when he's like the bit where he stands up and like Mickey's telling him get down, and he stands up and like Apollo.
Look at this shit, man. I'm getting goosebumps, man. Look.
Apollo looks across the ring at him like, what am I going to do?
What am I going to do to knock this motherfucker down?
It's the best.
That's the shit. I love it, and that's what I listen to now, man.
Sometimes on training, that comes on.
Yeah, but I've got all of it, man. I've got Titanic shit on there, so, you know. So I've got a bit
My
of a
Heart
mix.
will go on. That'll get you
Just
fired
the
up.
musical.
Was that what you were listening to when you were doing your 260 kilo deadlift?
Yeah, that's what gets me up
before
and
you stood up,
about.
you're like, my heart will go on.
Actually, yeah, it's amazing that music invokes, you know, excitement and it gets you up and about. So that's what I listen to, and that's my guilty pleasure music.
Yeah.
You know, I don't often tell many people that.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah.
And
17 other people.
17 other people. So don't tease me. I'm sensitive as by my film choices. But yeah, that's what I'm all about.
Well,
now.
it's good to see a sensitive side in you, Steve.
Yeah.
But that's why I think you might enjoy Notting Hill.
No, Notting Hill's not
I
my
think
thing.
you just not just like it out of spite now.
What's his name?
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
The man who just plays Hugh Grant in every film.
Oh no, what was it? He was in Bridget Jones.
Jones,
Oh yeah. Oh no, that's tired, man. It's like watching Vince Vaughn.
Oh,
Now speaking of Vince Vaughn.
No, you're not going to rag on Vince Vaughn.
Well, segue number 2 for the show.
Oh, Steve, look at you.
Speed,
Smooth, seamless transitions.
I watched-
Seamless.
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 The other day, like, sometimes you just want to just, like, put on a film.
Yeah.
That you're not watching.
Yeah, but just like a
It's just
go-to.
like in the background, you know. But so me and the wife, finally got some 5 minutes to ourselves, and we're kind of scrolling through some of the films. And the film we chose, we're like, oh, we like this film. This film is funny.
Yeah.
Is Spee's number 1 comedy? Is it your number 1 comedy?
I hope you're not going where I think
I'm
you're
pretty sure it's your number 1 comedy.
You're not talking about Wedding Crashers.
Is
though.
Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers is the funniest movie I've made.
Okay, so I I dispute that fact. I know facts don't matter, but it is. Well, okay, so I enjoy Wedding Crashers. I was like, looking
Steve, I'm
forward
going to
to
stop this
seeing it.
podcast punching the face right now if you keep slandering Wedding Crashers.
Well, you see, Spee.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Let me tell you something. We watched it, and we didn't even get. We got to the part where they got to the
house.
island house.
Yeah.
And in the end, and Jonah's like, I cannot deal with this no more. This is not funny. This was funny 10 years ago. Or whenever the fuck it was made.
The best bit happens at the island house.
Oh, no, I know. Hey, I'm very familiar with the film. I've watched it many, many times. I mustn't have watched it the last few years. It's one of those, must be like, oh, yeah, that was heaps funny. And never watch it again, just remember it being heaps funny. And then you watch it again, you're like,
Sort of like when we were kids and we thought Top Gun was the coolest movie of all time. And you go rewatch it now, you're like, wow, this is really gay.
It is a little bit, but you're making the Top Gun number 2.
Yeah, no.
Actually filming.
Didn't need
No,
it.
no,
they
Val
didn't
Kilmer's back.
Yeah, don't need that.
Oh, okay.
Don't need that. Anyway, back to your fucking slander Wedding
Oh, yeah,
Crashers.
sorry. I kind of went off track there. Yeah, Wedding Crashers. It's not. I'm not slagging it off. I'm kind of like, I'm hocking it a bit, but I'm not full slagging.
No.
It's just, it's just a bit avs, man. It's just a bit. And for you to say it's in your
You
number
gotta
1 film, I mean, it just says a lot about you, man.
It does, because it says that I used to be a really debaucherous scumbag, and I relate with the characters.
Debaucherous? Is that
Oh,
what you said?
yeah, debaucherous, man. I
Debaucherous, Jesus.
quite the thesaurus in my head.
Yes.
Yeah, I can come up
Wordsmith.
with wordsmith. There
Is
you
that
go.
the word?
Yeah.
Wordsmith.
And a cocksman, and I won't apologise. But that movie's so good. It has all the, it's like the banter between those two. It's got Christopher Walken in it.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
It's got the pieces.
It's got the pieces. It works. It's not like I said, if I watch it now, I'm not sitting there going, ha ha ha, and like cracking up, but I just sit there and smile because it entertains me. Still.
I was kind of doing that smile.
Yeah.
Not half of it. And I look over to the wife, and there was nothing. We turned it off.
Oh.
And I'm just saying, man, it's your number 1.
There's a couple
man.
of movies that because that movie always has a soft spot to me because it goes back to first time I saw it was when I was on a plane. Like it was one of those, you're on a flight, long haul flight to Europe, and it's like just watching the same movie over and over again.
Sure.
So that was the first time I'd see, because all my friends had seen it, and then I saw it on the plane. I thought it was hilarious. Same with, I've always will have a soft spot no matter what. And you could probably go back and watch it and say it's terrible, but 40-Year-Old Virgin is one of those movies for me. It just makes me laugh so much. And it just reminds me of where I was when I first watched it too. So yeah, so those two movies, no matter what, even if I'm not like laughing out loud or lolling, as the kids would say these days, they probably wouldn't even say that. They've moved on to something else. But
Did they say MAO? Is that still a thing?
I don't think they ever said that, Steve.
Yeah,
Fuck, you're
MAO.
washed. You are so washed.
FOH. Phone, man.
Phone. He's hit me with a phone. Jeez. But yeah, no, I watch those movies now and I can just smile. But the reason why I like sort of had the Vince Vaughn thing is because have you ever seen the movie Swingers?
Oh, so long ago.
Yeah, it came out in 96.
Right.
And that was his first sort of feature film. Like his friend John Favreau, who wrote it and directed it and stuff like that. And that was just about the young guys that go to pick up girls.
Sure.
Because one of them's broken up with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
This and that. And it was just, to me, when the age I was when I saw it, like I was like a 15-year-old kid, like it was just like the best thing I'd ever seen. And I just fell in love with Vince Vaughn's character and that. And he pretty much just plays that character. He's like the Hugh Grant of America.
Yeah.
He plays the same character in every film. And I really, really enjoyed that. So I don't know how you could turn on something like that. At least I'm not expecting you to laugh like when you watch it now. But it's just got so much to enjoy.
Dude, I mean, it's one of I think it's just because I picked it with high hopes. I'm going to love this.
Yeah.
And then when I watch it, and because of our conversation a few months back, and you put it number one, I was like, it is good. And when I was watching, I was like, it's just not what I remember it to be. And it just wasn't.
Did you ever watch The Internship?
No.
The second one they did together. Like, Vince
really?
Vaughn and Owen Wilson.
I think, Is that when they go to Google or something like
Yeah,
that? I did see that.
So that was really funny too, but that made me nervous because I had such, it's one of those things, you have such high memories of like Wedding Crashers. And when that one starts, it starts with like a lot of forced jokes, like the forced chemistry between the two of them, almost like they're trying to rehash their characters from Wedding Crashers. And I was like 5 minutes into that movie going, oh fuck, this is going to suck. Like this is going to be really bad. They're forcing it, but then it just sort of developed into its own film, but it was really good. But yeah, I was a bit nervous about that one going in.
Maybe it's the Owen Wilson thing, because Zoolander 2,
yeah,
that wasn't so good.
Yeah,
either,
it was too long between drinks. The whole thing is like that's the reason why I think The Internship works, because it's essentially a sequel to Wedding Crashers, but all they did is put the same guys together, different story.
Yeah,
same way that all the movies with Will Ferrell and what's his name?
Mark Wahlberg?
No, the other guy, the curly hair guy.
That guy, yeah. You mean from Step Brothers? Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, like that's why their movies like they did like Step Brothers, they did Talladega Nights, because they do movies together.
Yeah.
It's not just the same, like rehashing the same character, same story. They've always come up with like new characters. It's always the same sort of chemistry, but it's new characters, new stories, and that's why it works. I think those ones are better than just your straight sequels.
And I hope you're not working on a segue there, because I just want to cut in for 2 seconds.
Oh,
I don't want to jump on that.
Right.
One thing I did see the other day, I was just flicking channels, and I saw Jurassic Park 2.
Yes.
It's called Lost World or something like that, which is one of the real cruddy ones. But Vince Vaughn was in that.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
No, I feel
No, he just he's got a small
cameo?
I mean, it's not a cameo. He's got it's a
lines.
reasonable part, but he's playing very secondary to Jeff Goldblum.
So this is gonna may offend some people.
That would be 96, I reckon.
Yeah, some people may be offended by this too. I find the whole Jurassic Park thing also, like Lion King, hugely overrated. I don't get the obsession.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things in like major sort of like groups and that sort of thing, like within wrestling circles, I find The Undertaker to be overrated. I don't know why everyone's obsessed with him. I think he's good.
He was
but
good.
I've never really been like obsessed with him. And some people
Definitely
think he's
not.
like the greatest of
No
all time.
way.
Not even close.
No, he's just been around for
And same thing, like Lion King, I think is hugely overrated. I don't know why. It's good.
Yeah.
I understand the brilliance of it.
Yeah.
And same Jurassic. Some people fucking like
it's
love
mental.
Jurassic Park and like froth over it.
It's like Marvel films to me.
Well, yeah, I can get that.
Yeah.
You know, like I actually like the Marvel films,
Yeah.
but. And the thing is, I probably wouldn't have liked them had it not been for Iron Man. Once again, scumbag character, you got me. Like a taxi driver. But keep going back to that one. So you can have your segues now. I'm just going to keep working callbacks. But yeah, no, I just think like all these new Jurassic Park movies that keep coming out, and all my friends are like, oh yeah, so excited. Like my sister-in-law is a huge Jurassic Park fan. She goes, I remember seeing the first one and stuff like that. Like, I remember seeing the first one too, but I remember like being good.
Yeah.
And I've watched it back since, but it's just like I don't get the obsession with the dinosaur thing.
Yeah. The first one was good because it was kind of groundbreaking with the CGI, whatever the fuck they were. At the time, it was like, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. But since then, I'm just like,
I
I don't get it.
I'm on the same boat.
Is that
man.
okay?
No, I'm on the same boat.
We're agreeing on something?
Oh shit. we'll mark this one down.
think
What's
we-
today, date?
I don't know.
Let's put this one down.
I think we have to like end the show.
Yeah.
Like as
No,
in,
it's
not just
finished.
not in this episode. Yeah, just the whole thing's done. If we agreed on something, then I
Yeah.
think there's going to create a sinkhole, and the whole world's going to collapse on itself because it's flat.
Yeah, that's right. It's a flat. Have we talked about flat Earth before?
No, we don't need to get into
No,
that.
we're
That's
not
just
gonna into
nonsense.
that?
It's just
Okay.
nonsense.
Okay.
It's just people like, I understand the whole idea of like, oh, think outside the square. Yeah, think outside the square, but you're a fucking idiot. I draw a line.
Easily
somewhere.
put,
I
yes,
draw
that's
a
right,
line
yes.
somewhere. But that's going to be us for this week, guys.
Yep.
So don't forget to send in your votes for your Shiploke Awards and any questions you want to have for like, we might do a bit of a Q&A for our 50th episode. We're going to have a crossover. We're going to work with a few other
exciting.
friends of ours, friends of the
Yeah.
show. The guys from the what's it called again?
HSP.
HSP, the Horseshit Bar. We're going to be at the Horseshit Bar.
Yes, we are.
We can swear on our show. We're filthy motherfuckers. But we're gonna go there. We're gonna have a few drinks. So it's gonna go back to the good old days of around episodes 1 to 10 where we had a really slurry Steve because he had to have a few drinks before we talked to the microphone.
That's right. I remember
Now
those
he can
days.
come in clean and sober. It's
Yeah.
great. But he had a problem for a while. But that's gonna be us for this week. Don't forget to send us in your votes for Shiploke Awards. I know there's something that some of you guys want to send in about. So I know the Astley boys especially are going to probably vote out somebody that plays for the England soccer team you're not happy with because you're going home. But that's going to be us for Speak Arrow 1 and saying goodbye. For Steve Burrows,
See you later.
we'll speak to you next week. Peace.
Peace.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.